3, 2, 1, go. Hey, what's up guys? So I want to do a quick test and I want to do a glass jar with lights inside so I can see if I can just get the light shining inside a glass jar. So let's first get rid of the sphere and let's use a lathe, and I'll just use curve. So first we just need to make the jar. Okay, so something like that. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. Okay, so we have our jar here. So let's, instead of MECAP, I'm going to go to Lit PBR. And I'm actually going to clone it. So first we'll do refraction. And we'll change it to refraction. We'll turn the reflectance up and paint glossy. So now let's clone this. We'll move it over. And this one I want to change to additive. And I know there's a way. Oh, I think I need to change the color. Let's change the name of this one to additive jar. And I think I need to change the color. Oh yeah, to black. There's roughness, we'll make it glossy. Okay, so there's additive. So I want to take both of these and clone them. And move them down. Because I want to see the difference. I'll show you. I want to see the difference in these if, what was it? Oh, two-sided off. I wanted to turn two-sided off for both of them. Just so we can kind of see a difference. Okay. And now I just want to put a light inside. So I'll add a sphere. Okay, so the sphere is directly inside there. And we can validate it. And before we clone, let's go ahead and, well, let's clone this. And let's just name this add let's name the sphere light. And we'll just connect the two, and we'll change the add to additive. So that will give us the light. We'll turn the opacity up and always unlit. So I'm going to go to post-process so we can really see. I'll turn the render resolution down, and I'm going to turn off depth of field. Okay, so that's this jar. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to connect it to the refraction. I'll clone it. Whoops. I have to remember to clone both of them. So this one, the cloned one, I'm going to bring down to refraction 1. Okay, so now I'm going to clone this again. And I'm going to bring it down to additive jar. Okay, so now these lights we can put in an additive jar. That's this one. Let's make sure, yep, this is additive jar. Okay, let's make sure it's right inside. So it works inside additive jar. And let's also take a look at it. Let's clone it again. And let's take a look at it with two-sided off. Okay. So with the glass jar, it does work, and the glass jar actually looks pretty good. Refraction, I do feel looks a little bit better. It's just you can't see the glow in refraction. Unfortunately, let's change the background color just to kind of give us something a little different. So I think this looks the best. So let's check out inverse culling. So let's take the additive jar. So that's this one with the lights in it, and let's clone it. Additive jar, inverse culling. So now we just have to drag it over. And then we'll take the jar and we'll put on inverse culling. Okay, no different. No difference. Okay, so let's take all the jars. Maybe we should, no, I think this is okay. Let's take all the jars and just change the colors and kind of see what happens. So if we go to white, it's kind of interesting to see what happens with all of them. Blue. Interesting. All right, so if I was going to make a glowing liquid, I think I would use the regular one, because this one is nice, but you can't really see the outside. Let's turn the environment off and just add a light. Hey, you really can't see much of anything with the additives. But just to be sure, let's change the color. White, black. Wow, that's so strange. You can't see the color at all. with the environment, you can see it's very interesting. So you need the environment to be able to see the additive glass jars. So if I was going to make a glowing glass jar, so I think this is the main one. So I'm just going to hide all of these other ones. Hide the light too. We'll just get rid of them, and let's get rid of this light too. Let's just quickly add a plane. Let's move our glass jar to the middle. Okay. Let's just put on perspective so we can kind of see it a little bit better. If I can find it. There we go. We'll add the view. So if I want to make a liquid, like a glowing liquid, I would use a cylinder. I would bring it up. So I make it to where I want it to settle. And then I would validate the cylinder. I would clone the jar. And first I would use the jar to extract from the cylinder. So I'm going to highlight the cylinder and the jar, and I'm going to erase the jar. And then I'm going to voxel remesh them. We'll do it at like 300. Okay, so now we should have the outside and the inside of the cylinder. Looks like we only have one. Oh no. So somewhere along the lines I kind of messed up. I probably should have not brought it all the way to the ground, maybe. Let's try this. So additive jar and cylinder. We'll voxel remesh them together. Oh, no, I made a stupid mistake. So I think it was actually fine. I think I just needed to separate them. I think that's what it was. So voxel merge them again and then separate. And then we have the two pieces. So I'll delete the outer piece, and then we have the inner piece. So I'm going to use the round all and just kind of round this out. Like so. And maybe I'll make it like, I guess we have to do the proper glow color. It's always going to be like a glowing yellow ooze, yellowish green ooze. So we'll do that color. Let's paint this nice and dark, a little bit darker. And let's make the background a little bit darker. That will enhance our glow. So now let's take the inside cylinder and clone it. Let's name it Glow Goop. We'll clone it. Cool, connect them, and then this one we'll make into an additive layer. Always unlit. And both of these you can kind of adjust the color. Sometimes you get these artifacts. I'm not sure why that happens, But I've noticed that sometimes if it's just not connected, it helps. And sometimes if you just do the same exact thing, like if you clone it, and then I'll make this additive, and then it doesn't do it. So now let's take a look at, or it still is post-process, isn't it? So it's really not much of a glow, but it's somewhat of a glow. But I really want a some like mist or something. Like maybe we can do it with bloom. If I do bloom, if I pump up the bloom, that kind of works. That's a little bit more glowy. And we can experiment. Let's see, opaque. Okay, so here's opaque. And this one is opaque, always unlit. Let's see if we make them blending. Refraction, subsurface, additive, heavens. So I think additive made them both additive layers, which means I'll have to turn them down. But anyway, yeah, just kind of experimenting. It's very interesting. Maybe something like that. Maybe I make one a little bit darker. No, that doesn't really help. Because I wanted to make it glow but see-through. But anyway, it looks like what we had earlier was good. So I would do an additive jar, and then I would do the liquid as opaque, and I would do the glow as additive and always unlit. And then you can adjust the glow, and you can also adjust the bloom factor, because the bloom really gives it that aura. Do some depth of field. Oh, that's another thing. With depth of field, it won't focus. I've had that issue sometimes. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's turn the lights down. See if we turn near blur. Now, even if we turn it all the way down, it still does not show. So yeah, that's one issue. So it doesn't show with depth of field, and unfortunately, if we were to change the jar to refraction, it doesn't glow at all. It's just straight black. And we change it to additive. Go to black. Okay, so let's just turn depth of field off. Put our jar to black. And I think that was all. I think that was the only settings. Turn the opacity up on the jar. Decided off. Auto. Okay, so I think that's like the best we'll do. At least we have a nice thing. There's no reflection of it either. That's annoying. But I guess it is what it is. Alright, so thanks for this little experiment, hanging out with me for this little experiment. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. It's really, really bright. And here's another little quick tip. So, of course, it's hard to really get the glow from inside to shine like kind of ambiently, like on the ground. So the way that I sort of cheat that is, let me just add this view. So the way that I cheat that is I add a spotlight. So I have a spotlight up here, narrow, just facing down on the glass. So then when you move in, it sort of looks more like it's giving this ambient light, and you would just have to set this light. It should be soft. It should be very, very soft. Maybe you can make the cone angle a little bit wider and then just lower the intensity until it looks like a natural, like it's from light being given off by the glow. If you want to learn more, check out my classes on Skillshare. I have 2D classes and 3D classes. Be sure to check me out on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all Drug-Free Dave. As always, keep drawing, keep sculpting, and I'll see you all in the next video. What's up guys, Drug-Free Dave here, and welcome to another Skillshare exclusive class. This one is called the Kawaii Workshop. We're going to be working in 3D and Nomad Sculpt. I'll be using the iPad Pro 2021, but Nomad Sculpt is available on iPads and iPad Pros and Samsung tablets. So I really love making characters and doing character designs, putting them together, sculpting them, modeling them. Very cute, simple. So not only is this class all about cute characters, but it's all about making our scene and making our models with efficiency in mind. But we're going to take extra steps to make sure our poly count stays low where it should be. So we're also going to focus on composition. We're going to add a background in, and we're going to make our scene fit seamlessly with that background. And we're going to add our little characters in so it looks like that is the background scene. We're going to make it really blurry. A lot of artistic stylization coming into this class because that's how I work and that's what I love to do. This class comes with a ton of free extras. I'm going to include a whole room so you can use your characters once you finish them to populate the room. I made all of these assets, really cool assets, and I'm going to include those all with this class because it's just fun to use your characters and put them in a physical space and move them around in a physical space. Alright, so that's my pitch. That's it for this intro. I really had a great time making this class, and I'm looking forward to joining you in class so we can make some really cute little kawaii characters. Alright, so let's move on to the next video, class project. Three, two, one, go. And welcome to another Skillshare exclusive class only on Skillshare. I just said that. Nomad Sculpt. What's up, guys? Cute, simple, oversimplified things. What am I even talking about? Let me just stop this. So essentially, we're just going to take a lot of steps to make sure that. So basically, we're just going to work on a class the minimal amount of. So we're also going to focus on competition. So this class, I don't need to say so. I'm gonna go over a lot. Kawaii Workshop. I don't know if I'm gonna name it the Kawaii Workshop or just Kawaii Workshop. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to you joining me in class. Let me turn my phone off so it's not going off while I'm filming. This is a sample tutorial, something similar to what we do in that class. So if you like, the cat's eating and I just got distracted. The Kawaii Workshop. I don't look happy at all. The Kawaii Workshop.